And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's me, your boy Rico No Suave. Let me say it again because I haven't said it in a long time. Rico No Suave. Welcome, everybody, back to the show. I am super happy to be back with each and every one of you guys. Oh, man. I tell you, when I miss you, I really missed you. And I even missed you when I went out of town, everybody. So we got a fun, filled packed show for each and every one of you guys today. And don't forget, everybody, make sure you support the show. Subscribe if you're on YouTube or on our live on Facebook. Make sure you go and share some love, everybody. Just click on that subscribe button. That's all you got to do. And if you're on the TV, if you're on Roku, if you're on Apple TV Plus, hi, how are you? Welcome to the show. We're about to get it on today, and of course, you see, I'm in the forest right now. I always got my palmas. That's all I got, my las palmas. You already know, everybody. So I still got that Hollywood feel going on me right now. All right, everybody. I had a great time over the weekend, and it was a birthday celebration, but it was a very, very great, special day. And I had to say, not just a day. Each day was very good, but the weekend was awesome. So I want to start off with this first photo that I want to show you guys. And this first one is Jennifer Behrens. So Jennifer Behrens, they are awesome. So this is actually her garage where she actually has props, where she actually has her movies, right? And also she uses as far as props for her movies as well too. A lot of the stuff that you see in the back end there that she actually has some really antique, but also she has some really good props. I love the chairs. I told her, I say, hey, I need those chairs if you're never going to actually have those again. So it was great to stop by to interview the filmmaker from True Form Films, Jennifer Behrens. And then the next photo is actually her and her husband. We had a great time. Her and her husband, and they actually do so many great things as far as together in the film industry. Really great people. So I had a great time as far as hanging out with them and also interviewing Jennifer as well too. So thank you. So I took myself the next following day. I was actually hired to do a red carpet. So we'll bring that next one up. But yeah, that's me. I was there at Forbes. So Brooke Forbes actually had a charity event that she said, hey, Rico No Suave, why don't you just come and do some red carpet interviews? And that's exactly what I did. And that was in the heart of Hollywood. That was by the Hall of Fame, the Chinese Theater. And I was so grateful because of that, because I met a lot of great people. I interviewed a lot of great people as well, too. I didn't get a chance because Tom Arnold was there, but the guy that actually helped me out, his name was Sean Salisbury, which goes to the next photo. We had such a great time. This guy right here is a beast, and I want to say thank you so much because when Brooke said, yeah, Rico, you can actually come on and do something on the red carpet, I said, okay, let's go. So, of course, I had to dress up and look presentable and make sure the next time I fix that tie. But, yeah, it was good. But thanks to Sean Salisbury. And then last but not least, we had one more photo. And this was actually at a great concert. It was a charity event as well, too, and Mario. And, of course, this is Dr. Peck and also Sean Salisbury. They were when I tell you hospitable that they were very, very great people. They want to see you win. But I went to the concert and I did see Dr. Peck as far as with her, I think it was $45,000 heart. It was awesome, man. So I had such a great time as far as with them in Hollywood. They showed a lot of love as far as for the Rico No Suave show. And big shout outs, of course, to my friends, Beverly Pomeranz, Tasha Dixon, and also Carrie Cavalier, her husband. They all showed up at the Kookaburra Lounge. And big shout out to Brooke Forbes for actually having me there to do the red carpet. And also Mario and also Bianca was very great singers. So big shout out to them. So I had a great birthday weekend, but it was worth it. All right, everybody, I got to introduce this gentleman. And also, you're probably going to hear me saying Sean Salisbury, like Salisbury steak, baby. He introduced me to this gentleman. And when I saw the movie Desperate, I was like, oh, man, this guy right here, I said, I want to see if he's actually available. Because he has this one line that I love to hear when he actually says it throughout the movie. And it was a funny line, but it was a funny line where he was serious. But this gentleman is an actor producer. He is the vice chair of Salisbury Production. Put your hands together for none other than my guy and also Nike Vision, Aaron David. Let's go. Hey, Rod, how you doing, sir?
Rico! And if I may, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mariko. Happy birthday to you.
Come on,
Yeah.
man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey, you know what? If I had Dr. Peck with you playing the harp, because she did the same thing to me last week,
Yeah.
and I have to say, you guys are awesome, man. Much love to you, sir. Thank you so
And
much.
a
I
hundred more.
appreciate that.
And a hundred more.
Man, thank you. Yeah, I do need a
You're
hundred
welcome.
more. That'll be lovely.
Yeah.
That'll be lovely.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, welcome to the show, my man. Welcome to the show. I'm super happy to have you here as far as with us today. And, you know, congratulations on you and your journey because we're going to give you flowers today, but we're going to be talking about all of the goodness that you actually bring to the world, as well as everything else that you have actually done within your life up to present until now. So, you ready to have a good time?
I am.
Let's get it on. All right.
Yeah.
We going back to the early days, baby, which is not that far away. Which is not that far away. You still a young one. Let's get it. So now we talk about plays. Because at the very beginning, around 11 or the age of 12, you were actually in plays. And if I'm not mistaken, there was some guy named Luke Skywalker. Talk to me
Yeah.
about when you were at that age, if you remember some great memories in regards to you doing plays, and tell us the confident level it started helping you build during that time as well.
So the interesting part about it is I was not the most good student per se. I wasn't, and it wasn't really just, it was just because I didn't know that I had some issues. But
Mm-hmm.
I remember being very much of a daydreamer from the time I was in second and third and fourth grade. I don't remember being able to pay too much attention to what was going on. And I really didn't understand why, but I did know that I wound up seeing myself not necessarily staying up with everything that was going on during class time. Um, but I still moved on, grade to grade. And then I was lucky enough in third grade to have a teacher who took the time to help me out with some math skills and with some language skills. And then I kept going through elementary school, and then I got to fifth grade, and it just so happened that there was a couple of classes, I believe, and again, fuzzy memory on it, but that were options that we were going to go to. There was, I think, two different fifth grade classes.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember from previous years that the one particular class did the school play. And so I was kind of like thinking to myself, gee, I hope I get into that class.
Nice.
Because if nothing else, we can get time away from doing other studies and get to do a play and just get to play around and have fun because it just sounded like fun to me just
Right.
to mess around, and be on stage. It's just pure fun as opposed to having to read books or do math or things like that.
Sure.
And so when we got to rehearsing the play, and I don't remember the name of it, but I think it had something to do with a an enchanted forest type of thing.
Mm.
And I know that I got to play one of the monsters, and I did a lot of growling. And I do remember one day when we were in class and going over some of the instructions and some of the um, script,
Mm-hmm.
that there was some kind of a line that I was supposed to give, and it was kind of a boring line, so they changed it. We took a vote on class. I do remember that, and we changed the line to a more current, more funny little line.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and at the time, this was about 1978,
Okay.
and so when it came time to doing the play and doing the line, I was able to deliver this line. the girl who was playing, I guess we were doing something to the effect of Little Red Riding Hood, I'm guessing.
Okay.
And she was in the forest and she was scared. And then she was worried that the monsters were going to like attack her.
Mm.
And the monsters didn't attack her. And we were kind of nice with her. And she was very appreciative of that. And she got so appreciative that my line in that at that moment was, well, gee, you don't have to have a spaz about it. And it made everybody crack up. And so that's the one thing about the play in the fifth grade that I remember was getting to do that line
Uh-huh.
and just made everybody have a good time and laugh.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that. I think one of the things about having people laugh at what you're doing or laugh as far as with you in regards to having that humor, it makes a big deal because it also helps you continue to be motivated to continue with the play or just knowing that you're doing a good job too, right? So that's
absolutely.
good at a young age, right?
100%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
100%.
really
Yeah.
love that because, sometimes, kids at a young age, you could either be shy or you can actually be kind of, a little bit here and there where you dabble a little bit in regards to being able to be sociable. And then there's just outright just a social butterfly. And you're like, oh my God, I really love this. So I guess for you, when you got on that stage and you saw what the stage was like and you was having such a great time, I guess your confidence level, what was your confidence level then as a social butterfly, would you say?
Again, so long ago, but I think I had the itch because through various times going forward, I tried to do things that were kind of theatrical.
Right.
You were referencing Luke.
Yes.
About 2 years later, I was in an after school type of program,
Hmm.
and they were doing a play. They were doing a spoof. It actually was like a musical on Star Wars because I think
Wow.
Star Wars had come out in '77, and so they decided to do something related to Star Wars in a musical format.
Hmm.
And I didn't know that it was a musical format until after we got cast. I do remember that they were having us run lines, and I looked at the cast list of who the characters were, and I immediately wanted to be Luke. I knew
Let's
that. I
go.
didn't want to be a back character. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I found out, oh wait, I gotta sing. That was a trip because I'm like, what did I get myself into? But you know what they say, the show must go on.
Go on. Right.
So you better learn how to sing fast. Um, it was a situation where the piano was the accompaniment,
Yep.
and we all had to sing, in relation to going along with the piano.
Hmm.
I remember that particular scene where I had to sit down in front on stage, and I just sat down and I sang a song, and I did it. I
Wow.
I don't know how, but um, and I think maybe it had to do with something with the fact that my grandfather, who is from your hometown, by the way, Chicago.
Chicago. All right.
Yeah, he was actually in the theater in Chicago and in radio,
Okay.
and he used to sing and play the piano at home. At home, so I think I had a little bit of that bug, and anything he did, I wanted to do as well.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's
Well,
kind of where that kind of came into play.
sure. Well, you did good because you just sang a birthday song to me. So evidently it worked out well, sir. It
I
worked
just
out.
couldn't wait to surprise you with that one. I was just like, what can I do to make Rico feel special? So
Oh, I appreciate that. All
yeah,
right, so let's get to the next question because we kind of talked about we understand as far as the development of being able to get on stage, have that confidence, but then of course learning the ways of being in plays, which is awesome. And then I think it built confidence for you to be able to know that Luke Skywalker was somebody that you wanted to actually, be a lead on. And then there was like the script reading. There was some things that you developed or you actually, how can I say, there was some acknowledgement of a disability that we want to talk about, right?
Yeah.
If you want to go over that and explain to the audience, or let me know, of course, what was that process like of you discovering that?
So the interesting thing is, I didn't know that I had it
Mm-hmm.
until my middle son had some issues in elementary school, and we actually had to test him.
Mm,
Um, so this was going, oh man, uh, 20 years later easily, because he was in the second grade at the time.
sure.
Don't have an exact date on when that happened, but
Of
um,
course.
we tested him, and as a good dad, I wanted to really understand what he was going through with it.
Yeah.
So when we took him to the county for testing, I actually asked them to test me as well, because
Mm,
I just wanted to see what the testing was like, what they were doing. So they
right.
put the headphones on me and they put the sound and they did whatever they were doing to me. And the diagnostics came back that I was worse than him.
Oh,
And I'm
wow.
like, okay, so that made me think a lot of things made more sense. Why I had such difficulty in school, why I was really not a good reader till about the age of 10.
Okay.
Um, Finally got into something called Encyclopedia Brown to learn term reading.
Mm,
Um, and that's what got me, starting to do a little bit better along the lines of education. Um, but nothing was diagnosed for me until I took my son in,
oh,
and
wow.
and then I had to figure out, okay, so I've got this. How do I deal with it? Because
Right.
it kind of like made sense that I would have issues in school, and I would have issues with remembering things. And to my wife's chagrin, unfortunately, she's dealt with a lot of this stuff over the years with me being somewhat forgetful and not being able to remember everything, and how I have to compensate even in the moment where I'm looking away and then looking back, at the folks.
Yeah.
Um, so closing an eye and listening, um, closing both eyes makes it even better, because then I can hear what you're saying and then I can go back and respond.
Yeah.
Um, Taking notes. Um, when I'm memorizing my lines, it's an interesting thing, because I actually have to see the words on the paper, close my eyes, and then see the paper in my head. It's like a visual
Ah,
thing to
visual
see those
thing.
lines. Yeah,
Yes.
when
Yes.
I'm rehearsing my lines and when I'm practicing and memorizing, I literally have to pace around, reading my script, reading the line, closing my eyes, seeing the words, come back. It's a whole process
Yeah.
to really get it. So um, yeah, it's been an interesting thing with that, and with the ADD. It turns out, if you read about it, that they kind of are they go to almost together.
Yeah.
Attention
Yeah.
deficit disorder and auditory processing. They're two distinct little things. It's not a reading issue. It's a problem with the brain, where the brain doesn't compute everything that it's absorbing in a
Mm.
way, and it has to reorganize everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think when we go through trying to remember things, and this is just like with actors in general, it's crazy how it works, because sometimes we may feel like we're going through the same thing when we're actually reading. Now, of course, if I'm reading a book, so if I'm reading a book and I'm trying to remember something from like a command or something like that, as far as if I'm working on computers or if I'm doing something, I close my eyes sometimes, but I think that's just kind of a routine thing to try to make sure that I don't forget it, just in case if I have to go and take a test, right? Because
Yeah,
in
yeah.
most cases, it's in your head and you're trying to think of it visually and you're trying to remember, what did I just read? I got to read this over like 4 to 5 to 10 times in order for it to stick.
Can you
Sometimes,
visualize
so,
it? Can
huh?
you visualize it?
And I can
Can
visual.
you visualize it in
Yeah,
your
I will
head?
have, but my visualization is on a whiteboard. I will
Okay.
have to write it down like a definition, and then I have to look at it, and then I have to close my eyes to visualize, hey, what did I just write down on the
Yeah.
whiteboard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to see it in my head. The
Okay.
words literally on the page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it's off and on as far as with that with me. I mean, sometimes if you just do it enough, then yeah, it automatically just comes to, hey, like one of your favorite lines, right? It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna know that. I remember reading that script, I remember it, right? And then it just continues to stick. But if it's something brand new, it takes time because you have to read it just to make sure, because either you're nervous or you're stressing out thinking that you're gonna forget it. And
Right.
then you have to do it again for me. So yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm with you.
um, and I'm segueing out a little bit more on my activities with the plays,
Sure.
um, going because I got into the theater a little bit later before I started getting into the film business. And it was an interesting uh, thing. My wife and I used to go to a trivia night uh, back when the kids were kind of young, but then when they got a little bit older, I got the opportunity to join her at trivia night, and we had some friends at the place, and they're the ones. One of them was associated with a community theater, and she's the one who told me, "Hey, if you like, the Hollywood business, why don't you try to go into the community theater and see if you try to do something there." I'm like, why not? What have I got to
Right.
lose? Just give it a try.
Yeah.
So uh, the interesting thing was I went to the local community theater. I had to find online where they had their listings for their plays and see if there was anything that I fit the profile for.
Hmm.
Because they have all kinds of plays going on throughout the year. But if you don't have a part to fit,
Right.
well, you're not going to get very far.
Hmm.
So it took me a while to find one that the characters actually, there was a couple of characters that was my age category, and demographics, if you will. So that's when I went to the theater and went to audition for it. And the funny story with the audition process at this particular theater, and really any theater, was after I signed up, my first inclination is I'm sitting down with all the other actors who are auditioning for this play, and I know what the character breakdown is, and I know who's supposed to be auditioning for what role. And there was two particular roles that were available in my age category. So I'm looking around in the seating, and my first thought and my only thought while I'm doing this is there's nobody else here that looks like me and is my age.
Mm.
Because I'm like, who is my competition for this?
Right.
Who am I going to have to beat out to
Right.
get this role?
Yeah.
Because I hadn't been on stage in 25 years.
Okay.
So I'm looking around and I'm sitting in the audience, and as I'm watching, they're calling people up by character to audition, and it takes the better part of 3 hours for them to get through all of the characters that they're going to audition. And all the meantime, I'm sitting here and I'm waiting to see if anybody else shows up that's in my category.
Yeah.
And as an hour went by, nobody was showing up. So I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
okay, I got a shot at this. I
Right.
got a shot because I'm only going to be going up against myself.
Right.
So I'm
I'm
like,
gonna
all right,
win.
uh, you know, I got a good shot at this. So my turn finally came up,
Okay.
and I went on stage. And my first inclination, I have the book in front of me, and I just have to read out of the book, what the lines are. And so my first inclination was just be able to be as loud as you can and project it well.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how loud I was. You can hear how loud I am now. You can imagine how loud I was with the adrenaline kicking in
Yes, sir.
and reading the lines. And I just wanted to make sure everybody heard Aaron was there.
Right,
So
right.
so that was my funny story with first time getting back because I didn't know because there was I think 3 days of auditions they were going to have,
Okay.
and I didn't know after the first one what was going to, and they had me, by the way, read for both parts
Okay.
of in the audition process. So
Okay.
I'm like, okay, they're having me read for both parts. Nobody else is my age. My odds are going up exponentially. When I left the place, I'm like, just please, please give me a call back. I,
Yes.
you know, I was like, I want to do this, man. I really want to do this. So that was the interesting story on auditioning the first night,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they did call me back the next night for a callback, and I'm sitting there, and again, 2 hours, and they're having people go through the process, and they're having people read, and I'm sitting here, and again, I don't see anybody that's in my age category that looks like me. So I'm like, what are they going to have me read again for? There's nobody else here.
Right.
And so I'm just like, okay, I'm sitting, and my heart's pumping pretty hard. Because,
Sure.
I'm
Sure.
like, am I really going to, am I going to get this, or what's the story here? Am I going to have to read again? Why am I reading again?
Right.
This doesn't make any sense to me. But at the end of the thing, they never called me
Oh
back on
wow.
stage. And instead, the director simply says, "Hey, Aaron," or Aaron, which is what they called me at the time. He says, "I really don't have anything for you to read for me tonight, Mister Robinson."
Wow.
And so I'm like, "Whoa, wait! Does that mean I got the part?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You did a great job." I said, "And there's nobody else who's trying out for this role." He goes, "It doesn't matter." He goes, "You sold it on the first night." And I'm like,
Nice.
I'm walking out of there with, you want to talk about, you talk about Rico with confidence. That hit home. That was like, all right, this is cool.
That's
And
awesome.
then the
So I think
reality
we,
set in.
you know what? I think we have, speaking of that, since you said Mr. Robinson, I think we have a photo of you. I think it's the one that you sent with the, I think it's a white shirt. Let's see if we can
Yeah,
pull that up. I think it's just you by yourself and you're looking like you're talking on stage itself. Let's see if we can bring, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
Mr. Robinson, right?
yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that photo I believe was actually taken in the last scene that I
Uh-huh.
had where I go ballistic
Uh-huh.
and we pretend that I'm breaking through a door with an axe to get to the kid and my daughter.
Hmm.
And so I'm behind stage and I'm behind the door and I'm yelling and I'm screaming and I'm banging on the door to let me in because I'm about to throw this kid off the rails. So,
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman's character in The Graduate, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, and he was a great kid to play the character. But
That's
yeah, I
awesome.
break in the door, and so we had a lot of fun with that because I'm like yelling at him, ready to because Mrs. Robinson wants me to kill him.
Yeah.
But so that was fun. That was
That's
fun,
awesome, man.
and
That
we
is
did that for
awesome, man.
we did
Uh,
that for 12 weeks. We did that
wow,
for
that's
12 weeks.
good.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
like going to acting class
Yeah.
on steroids.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. That's cool.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go. Let's go.
yeah, absolutely. We were
Well,
there. We were there 4 nights a week for two
uh-huh.
and a half months rehearsing.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
beautiful.
lot of work.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all right.
but I needed it. I
Yep.
definitely needed to do it
Yep.
for sure.
Well, Aaron, that's a good that is awesome, man. Congratulations on that because I can definitely tell you were definitely meant for that because you were the only one competing against yourself. Two
Right.
hands, two legs, two arms,
R-
and a brain. And
Right. Right.
So it was just all humor, man. But hey, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, everybody. We here with my man. I know you guys are saying Aaron, but we're calling it Aaron over here. Aaron David here. He is the actor, producer, vice chair of Salisbury Productions and Nanky Visions. I see you in the chat, Nanky Visions. I see you there. Everybody, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and then we're gonna actually show you a nice clip from his show or movie. I think it's movie Transit. Let's get it on.
Supervisor Mallett, in my office.
Pray for me.
I'm reassigning you.
What?
I'm replacing you.
Lester here's been a volunteer deputy for years. I think he'd make a good supervisor.
Thank you, Greg.
Ask Mr. Hardy.
Yes, of course.
All right, yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Was trying to play a commercial for you, but evidently the commercial didn't want to play. So, so I guess we had to put in Transit. All right. Well, congratulations on that. That was Transit, man. That was awesome, man. So, that was good. I love that clip. I love that clip. It kind of gave me that. You know what that clip gave me? A vibe of Office.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It gave me
Yeah.
Office vibes.
Yeah. So, yeah, the interesting backstory to that whole thing.
Sure.
Yeah. So after we did the play, I then pursued trying to get into the film industry. And my son at the time, his fraternity brother in college was at a school, and he was working on camera work. He was working on getting his degree in camera work.
Mhm.
So he knew I was trying to get into the business. He's like, "Hey, I got an acting gig for you." I'm like, "Cool, let's do it." The first one was this, and I didn't send this along, but it was a QVC spoof that they did. And so I played host on a QVC spoof. The producer on that spoof saw me and then invited me to come on board to do the Transit film. Okay.
Mhm.
And so when we met to do Transit, you saw Ryan there, who's also in Desperate.
Yep.
We were kicking around some ideas for the director of how we want to go and make this, really a funny little movie. And so, crazy as it sounds, we kicked in the idea of trying to do the accents.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and like, I don't know if you really got a chance to hear him. He actually pulled off a British accent. Ryan did.
Nice.
And I'm like, I told him, I'm like, can you do it? Because he was playing around with it in the table read, and I said, can you do that on the film? And he's like, I think so.
Uh-huh.
And I thought to myself, what kind of accent can I pull off? At least, because my scenes weren't that huge on it, and I'm like, what's a bus or a busway or a transit system? New York. New York is the kind of accent you want to have when you're talking, on a funny movie like that.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
yeah.
okay, how am I going to come up with a New York accent and be able to carry this in my scenes?
Yeah.
And so that's how that came about.
Okay.
I'm talking like, hey, Lester, hey, you can be a good supervisor. Hey, come on, let's do this. So
Right.
I was playing
Yeah.
around with it. And the only way I could pull it off was to literally do method acting, where I'm like talking like this on set, like I'm like there all the time, and like I was talking to everybody. I'm like, yeah, man, go get me a soda. What are you waiting for? Stuff like that. And just being a
Yeah.
total mob guy while on set. I thought, like, okay, I could do this, yeah. So it
I
worked.
like that.
I was like,
Yeah, I like
yeah,
that.
talking out of the side of my mouth. I'm trying, like, anything to make it funny was
That's
the
awesome.
goal. Yeah. So we did that. We did transit. That was cute. Yeah.
That was cool.
That was a cute
Yeah,
little thing.
so
Yeah.
when of course, being able to work with, I'm sorry, what is his name? What's the gentleman's name?
Ryan.
Brian.
Ryan Rolla. Yeah.
Okay, so Brian, of
Yeah.
course, he played. Of course, he played with you also in Desperate as well, which
Right.
is super super cool. So we're gonna talk about you both a little bit later, but I do want to come back and talk something that that I love because I love the health industry as well, and I know you do training for as EMT, right? So I
Right.
want to talk. I want you to talk to us in regards to your journey as far as of course, in the healthcare industry, but also what you do when it comes to training.
Yeah. So what I did was I was a first responder trainer for the better part of 30 years. I started when after I became an EMT.
Uh-huh.
Um, there wasn't a whole lot of work for EMTs at the time, and so I had to come up with something to do to benefit the training I had gone through. So through the connection I had with a trainer that I worked with at the American Red Cross, I segued. I got a referral to a hospital in Burbank, California, and I started working with expecting parents to teach them CPR for their infants.
Okay.
And from there, I got a referral to work for a company that was a training center for the American Heart Association.
All right.
So I got both certifications in both of those, which I needed for my EMT license anyway. But I started working my way into the training process. The reason why I emphasized the training process was because I realized people that do have family and friends in situations where there is a medical emergency, there isn't nearly enough people trained and exposed to simple little things and the psychology of emergencies that needs to be.
Mm,
So my point, my way of bringing my 2 cents to the training community was how can I give some information that is user friendly and people will feel comfortable with as opposed to the usual MO in training classes, which is very apprehensive
mm,
and tense because it's so serious.
yeah.
So my number one tactic and philosophy was humor. If people are having a good time, they're not worrying about the stress of the situation,
Yeah.
and there's a little bit of levity. And it doesn't have to be slapstick comedy, but we use a little bit of lightweight, uh, funny moments to make people just have a gas. Okay.
Yeah.
That's part one. Part two is making the information simple to understand and making it real as opposed to making it too, shall we say, medical,
Mm-hmm.
where it can feel very overwhelming. Does that
Mm-hmm.
make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So my psychology was to try to help people in the beginning understand the stress that they're feeling and where it's coming from and how to deal with it. So the
Mm,
psychology of what's happening to you when there's a situation that is not ordinary.
right.
Make it routine. Make things so that they are not out of the ordinary. Well, how do you do that? By surrounding you with as much information and tools as I can.
Mm,
Because when you're dealing with a medical emergency, there's something that happens to us as humans there's this thing that happens when the stuff, if you will, hits the fan.
Right.
Okay. There's a
Right.
physical chemical reaction that we all are susceptible to. It's called adrenaline.
Yep.
What happens when adrenaline kicks in because of an out of the ordinary situation, kind of like going on the Rico No Suave show,
Yeah,
is
the
an out of
adrenaline
ordinary
kicks in. Yeah, I
situation,
know.
right? So anything that's not routine, that
Right.
is considered that you would consider out of the ordinary, can create this rush of adrenaline. And when, as human beings, we experience the rush of adrenaline, it causes two body systems to be affected. They are the heart and the blood pressure.
Mm,
Heart rate goes up,
yep.
blood pressure goes up.
Correct.
And it's not an option package. It's going to happen because we're human. Now, why is this important to remember? Because in normal situations that we're in day to day, our brain can be thought of like a file cabinet. You have information in that file cabinet. When you want a piece of data, you open the file cabinet, you pull out the piece of paper, you look at it, you get your information, and then you stick it back in.
Yep.
Okay. When adrenaline kicks in and it causes your heart rate to skyrocket and your blood pressure to skyrocket, the brain becomes a chef's salad, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of your brain processing information like this, where it's kind of like a hamster wheel, it's moving, and you're like, okay, I can get this piece of information, I can get that information. Technically speaking, it's neurons that are firing off. When the adrenaline kicks in because of the heart rate and blood pressure, it doesn't go like this anymore. It goes like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So instead of those pieces of information coming out of the file cabinet little by little, it's like imagine that file cabinet going poof, and all those papers going all over the place.
Yeah.
And you can't absorb it, you can't control it, and it can't be organized.
Right.
Can we reduce the reaction? Can we reduce the effects of adrenaline? The answer is yes. Yes, we can. By minimizing the anxiety, by surrounding ourselves with as much information and knowledge at our fingertips as we can, which is why in today's society, I love YouTube and I love smartphones and I love Google because we can look something up and we can have it at our fingertips.
Right.
We can have information, for example, on CPR,
Mm-hmm.
on controlling bleeding,
Mm-hmm.
on the use of an AED, on how to deal with someone who may be subject to shock, someone who may be susceptible in having a stroke
Right.
or a heart attack,
Yeah.
or both of those things can lead to what we call cardiac arrest, which people are familiar with.
Right. Wow.
How am I doing so far?
You're doing good, man. You're doing good. We're almost down to another commercial break. I told you this is going to go by fast because time is not on our side when we have good
Yeah.
information about what you're giving right now, Aaron.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's and what I want to talk about, because when we go to this commercial break, we're just going to show you a trailer for Desperate because we need to get into that real quick. But the one thing that I will tell you is that you're right in regards to the adrenaline, and it's almost like we have two different people within us. We have one where it's like, what do I do? Oh my God, you got the other side. It's like, calm down. Here's what the routine you need to actually take to be able to make that happen, to make yourself comfortable. But I think it's, and I'm sure you went through this, I think it's pretty hard for someone to try and keep their blood pressure down when it's hitting them all at once, where I think
100%.
I've seen in some scenarios where people count to 10 or count from 10 to 1 in order for them to close their eyes, count down, and then go from there. I think that's kind of a natural way of doing it. And then, of course, you have the other side of what people need to take when they're panicking or have anxiety when it's something comes and it hits, or just in general, they take medicine, right? There's medicine that
Yeah.
they actually take for
Yeah.
it as well too. So I agree, but there's so much involved in that where we can have a whole show about that because it's a
We
lot of
could.
mental
Yeah.
health awareness with that too. But yeah, thank you for that, man. Thank you for at least letting people know as far as what you can do, but also learn in regards to why that actually happened. So, everybody, man, we got Aaron David with us, the voice. Man, voice actor. I'm sorry. You do have a nice voice. Actor, producer, chair of Salisbury Production, vice chair. Because I know Sean would just kill me if I just told him that you was just the chair, man.
Right.
You just the chair.
Right.
Yeah, I
Not
know he
taking
would kill
over.
me. And I don't want to
I'm
mess with
just
Sean.
his.
I don't want to mess with Sean.
Yeah. I'm
He
just
be
his
my security
wingman. I'm
guard.
just his wingman.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. And also and Nike Vision. So hey, so we're gonna show Desperate. We're gonna show the clip. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk a little bit more in regards to you acting, and then also talk about a little bit more about your projects. Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's roll that clip, baby. This is Desperate, everybody. Let's go.
You don't see kill on that plate?
No, I don't. That's great.
Hey. Come on. Hey. Are you okay? Okay.
I gave him all.
Okay. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to call it in just like you called it in before. All right. They'll be here. Let's go.
So,
All right. Yes, sir. That was Desperate, everybody. Aaron, David, and Brian. Was that Brian his name, right? Brian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. I mean, I do want to talk about in regards to how you got this position with Sean Salisbury, because there was a lot going on, and I've actually seen the movie. Everybody, you got to go and take a look at this movie. It's on Tubi and also on Prime Video. It's called Desperate by Sean Salisbury. That's CJON Salisbury. So make sure you guys go ahead and check it out. It's also by Nike Vision too. So make sure you guys go and take a look at this movie. It's only an hour and a half, but hey, it's worth it, and you guys will definitely have a great time watching this film. There's a lot of cool things within there that's kind of memorable, but also you have to really pay attention because there's things that all connects the dots together. So let's talk about, and we're gonna show you and Sean, together. But what was it like working with Sean Salisbury?
Sean is a godsend, and I owe everything to him. Where we're going, where we've been. He had the vision. He has the passion to make everyone around him better. He has a knack for being able to just interpret what our skills are and what we're able to accomplish.
Yeah.
And he gets an incredible rise out of that. He looks to put everybody on the right path. He does it himself. We all replenish him by giving it back to him. That's my job, is to make sure that he doesn't do too much and so much that his energy level gets so depleted by the amount of energy he puts into everybody else that there's nothing left for him. So when we first got started, I quickly saw, hey, bud, you've got to let me help you. We have other people as well. This is a team effort. I don't want you to burn out. You are genius with your directing. I was fortunate that he came on before we did Desperate. We did For Summer Angels and For My Sister, But even before that, I had an opportunity. We were doing a short that I did with a friend of mine, Daryl Murray, and Sean came and helped us because we were trying to really do a guerrilla shoot with a good friend of ours, Scott Lanway, who had tremendous passion, is a great photographer. But we had challenges with keeping it all together, and it takes a village to get a production done. And we learned that really quickly. That particular day that we were doing that film, I was suffering from a heaving cough, and I was trying not to cough while I was doing my lines.
Wow.
Those are challenges you face. That's one example of challenges you face when you're filming, is all these little obstacles that you have to overcome.
Yes.
Segueing back to what we've done at Salisbury Productions, we're a tremendous work in progress. Each time we do a film, from For My Sister through For Summer Angels to Desperate, Sean has wanted to build on each one each time. And he's put together people, and we are passionate about getting the job done and doing it the right way.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing, is we have the vision of doing things the right way and for the right reason.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to go outside of the Hollywood bubble to accomplish your mission and to be able to get things done the way you want to. So that's a challenge. And that's what we have been challenged with, having our own production company, having our own vision, is how do we get this done? Well, we get it done by sticking to the plan and not getting sidetracked and not allowing distractions. Right. So Sean's great. Yeah. Sean is, God bless him. God bless him, man. Kathy, the whole family.
That's my guy. I have to say that, you grow to love good people. And
absolutely,
Sean Salisbury is a really great person to be able to know, but also to be able to learn from as well. Right. And
right.
I've actually had the pleasure to be able to learn from him in regards to understanding, in regards to directions to be able to go in. But, you definitely tell someone that's really passionate about and the purpose behind of what they want to do in life with film, right? And production. Yes. And I think that's a really great thing as well. I think, what was awesome about you being in this movie was an action shot of you holding a gun. And you were holding this gun, and I have to tell you, it was almost like, it was kind of like a Bruce Willis type deal of holding a gun itself. And this one was just nice. I love this action shot because it was like you definitely was telling somebody to like freeze with your eyes, right? I shouldn't have to say a word. You definitely know what you need to do on this one. And this was so cool of an action shot doing a movie. And then, you have you and Brian as, almost felt like you did Charlie's Angels. Like the Charlie's
Angels. That's exactly it. That's exactly what we were thinking when we did that shot. That's exactly why we did it. We're like, we got to do something that's going to be remembered. Like, let's go Charlie's Angels, 100%. So that was the whole premise behind
to be on this show. Yeah, this is cool, man. This is awesome, man. Well, time is not on our side, man. We're down to the last few minutes before we have to end the show. But I do want to talk about and congratulations on everything you've done as well.
Thank you.
And I know you have other things that's coming up, which goes to my next question is, you have some past projects that you were proud of, right? You kind of talked about Summer Angels, and then you also talked about a few other things as well, to Transit. But then you have some upcoming projects as well. You want to tell the audience in regards to what you have coming up?
Yeah, so we're in pre-development right now for a working title. Again, a Sean Salisbury production. He wrote the script. The pre-title is called The Invitation. We're developing that. We're getting ready to do what we do, get ready for production on that. So we're very excited to be able to bring that bring that to the audience. There's something in the pipeline from a writer who was with us on Desperate. We're trying to get a series going of a suspense thriller. Again, a great writer that had the opportunity to read his script, and we hope that later this year that we're going to get into production on that. And then we might come back with who knows if there may be a sequel for Desperate. That might be something that might be happening, and stay tuned for that. And I've also got a comedy that has been written by a good friend of mine named Sandra Weston, which is a follow-up piece to a short we did called Really Gladys. So those are just right on the tip of the iceberg. And then there's also one other thing that I'm trying to make a mini series out of, a film that was written, a screenplay by Adil Lukman Jai, based on the book From Superman to Man, which we're trying to make a mini series out of.
Oh, nice.
So those are just a couple of things that we're looking at, and we're always open to whoever else wants to work with us and see what they can come up with and see if we can collaborate. So those are just a couple of things that we've got in the pipeline.
Well, that's awesome, man. Congratulations on that. You know, the Rico No Suave show, also, we do movies over here, too, where we could be a reporter. You know, we could actually, I was talking
Let's
to Sean
go.
about this as well, too. We could do some reporting, but also we can do kind of like, Walking Dead, when they were actually saying Talking Dead, where they were talking about, they had the whole cast members. We got to work on that. So we're doing that as well, too. So we're going to have a good time.
Awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
Sir. So, Donna Marie Bird, I got to get some shout outs real quick before we get out of here. We got Donna Marie Bird checking in. Hello, Donna Marie Bird. Thank you so much for your comments. She said the information that you gave about the EMT training was very useful. John T. for free, thank you so much for tuning in. He said, "Oh, you always got us, Rico." Thank you, man. I appreciate you, my man. Much love. And then we have Nike Vision. We know who that is. That's my guy. The famous words of Desperate. What the F is wrong with you? Had me dying. Oh my God, that is that is the most iconic of Desperate. That was awesome. Love
the heck is wrong with you?
Yeah. When you talk to the FBI agent, that was hilarious. But hey, Ron, I got you, man. This is for you.
Oh,
sir.
Yes.
I have a shirt.
Thank you
for
so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
I have
so much.
something for you. This shirt that we give out to the gyms of the world is because working hard pays off, but also working hard with someone pays off as well too, because you both see that vision without the Nanky, right? You see that
100%.
vision, and you're basically saying, hey, we can make things happen with a purpose. And that's one of the things that I really love about what you're doing. And also, big shout out to Sean as well too, but the vision that you guys have is, let's make production with a purpose. Let's put some purpose into production. And I think that's basically what you guys are actually doing, to basically make yourself set yourself separately from others. And I think that's a really great thing, and to be successful for yourself. So I want to say welcome to the Rico No Suave show, family. This is for you, sir. And congratulations on everything you've done, and also for training for EMT. Let's go.
Thank you very much.
Aaron, it's been a pleasure, but we got to put up your social media, because we got to let people know how they can actually follow you. So let's put up that first one. It is Instagram, Aaron David 66. Make sure you go and follow him on Instagram, everybody. Here's the next one. Next one is LinkedIn. We keep it business around here. Keep it business. Don't say, hey, I want to work with you. We keep it business here. Aaron David. That is who you need to follow. Let's go to the next one. IMDb. Check out his credits. If you want to work with him or he works for you, put the credits in there. Aaron David, everybody, make sure you go and look him up on IMDb. Here's the next one. Oh, yeah. It's the website. That's where everything is. www.aarondavid.net. Don't put .com. Something might go wrong. Go.net. So make sure you go ahead to his website. Make sure you show him some love. And then actually, if you want to work with him, please do so. Aaron David, it's been a pleasure, man, you being on the show with us today, man. You are awesome. And I'm so
Thank you.
happy that you were on my show today.
Pleasure was all mine.
Thank you.
Pleasure was all mine.
Thank you. Well, sir,
Big shout out to my wife.
Say it again.
Big shout out to my wife.
Big shout out to the wifey. What's your wife's name?
Absolutely. Yeah. Mary Jo.
Mary Jo.
Yeah. Call her Emmy.
Jo, thank you for being with Aaron David. Because that guy is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can sing. He can sing as well, too. So, Aaron, you take it easy, man. Everybody put your hands together for Aaron David.
Thank you.
See ya. All right, everybody, that was Aaron David. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself once again. Thank you guys so much for actually tuning in to the Rico No Suave show. Man, you learn a lot from someone's journey where they can be training you from EMT and then you didn't know because you thought that it was just an actor and a producer and that was it. Hey, there's a lot of journey to be able to be established but also be exposed to here on the show, the Rico No Suave show. We got to show you our social media, everybody, before we get out of here. It is our website. Our website is www.riconosuaveshow.com. Make sure you go and show us some love there. Here's the next one. Next one is Rico No Suave Show on Facebook. Go ahead and like and love everything we're doing there. Here's the next one. Oh, yeah, it is Instagram. Instagram, Rico No Suave Show. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram. Always posting something from trailers to all different types of highlight reels to shorts. Make sure you guys go and check us out there. Here's the next one. And you should do this always. Subscribe, everybody, on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you go ahead and follow us. You get notified when we go live. Last but not least, we got Mixcloud. Mixcloud turns into a podcast, everyone. So audio only. So you're driving, you want to listen to what me and Aaron talked about today. So make sure you guys go ahead and follow us there. Everybody, we got to get out of here. We want to thank you guys so much for being here on the show with us. But hey, always be great, everybody. Until next time, as we end off the show, just like this.